Okay, okay, here we go. And I still have not sent you my
Yay.
anime list because I'm professional. Here we go. Okay. Do you already have a show picked out for me for this time?
For this time? Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Because I have something picked out for you. You may have heard of it. I don't know. There's only one way to really find out.
I
But
still gotta finish my wife is Wagamatsu-san, you know.
okay, how far
And
did?
I'm actually like stoked. I thought it was like a very one-on-one romance, but before that even happened, there's a lot of like other characters, like
Yeah,
girl characters coming in.
yeah,
And
definitely.
I had no clue that it was like time travel involved. Dude, like I know that this seems like weird, but there's actually a good niche of time travel romance, and it's one
Hmm.
of like my favorite stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's more like future sight really than time travel, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, because there's a couple of like even normal movies like out there where there's like time travel and
Yeah.
romance,
Um,
like the wife of the time travel guy, I think something like that.
time traveler's wife.
Yeah, something like that. I think Eric Bana was like the
I
actor or something.
I have no idea. Like I said, I don't usually watch movies.
Well, it's a good thing you gave me the anime list. That way, I'm not gonna give you something you already watched.
Yeah. So, why don't we start? Why don't you tell me like some of the shows that you've watched over this past week or
Okay,
couple of
so I'll
weeks?
start with the normal shows, like the usual ones.
Hmm.
So I'm up to date with the slime anime.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's one that I still need to try to watch. Like I said, I got
Oh
like
yeah.
4 episodes in, and then I stopped watching it, and I actually have no idea why I haven't gone back. I just haven't. Um.
Oh, I mean, it's something. I mean, I know 100% that Yokusu Neverland is an amazing anime, but I haven't still got the time to even start with episode one. And I know
Oh
it's a
yeah.
good anime. Yeah, Yokusu no Neverland.
The Promised Neverland. Yeah.
Promise Neverland.
I need to. There's just so much that I need to catch up on. I don't I usually don't like watching shows as they come out. I like to wait till they're done and then binge it. But
Hmm.
that's one thing I have not been able to do this semester. I did binge a show on Sunday or
Hmm.
Saturday maybe. I don't remember. But yeah, I binged an entire show on Sunday and
Hmm.
I'm I want to see I want a second season. But let's get to that later. You finish up with what you were with your list of stuff.
Yeah, so I was like up to date to the slime anime. And till now, I mean, pretty satisfied.
Hmm.
We were the whole anime, where it was I'm gonna like give it like a detail without like spoiler, like
Right.
that way even people who haven't seen it, like, so the anime is like the usual, I would say, niche genre of isekai. I don't know, you won't call it a genre actually because it sounds stupid, but whatever. So it's something where you get transferred in another world. Now the
Hmm.
thing is, for who hasn't watched it, is that it's not gonna be the usual. Okay, the guy becomes the loser guy or whatever. He becomes like a cool guy.
Hmm.
This time it's an actual like over 30s salesman or businessman who becomes a freaking slime.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like the grunt
you know.
of fantasy MMOs.
And up to date to JoJo.
Ah, JoJo's another one that I've heard so much about. I just don't care. It's one of those that I literally just it's on the lowest point of my radar.
No, I like JoJo. I like their art style. For me, it's like watching art. I like
Yeah,
JoJo.
I can get
And
that. I can get behind
I
that.
would I would also say that I'm very very invested in the current season of JoJo because it's based in Italy.
Hmm.
So I'm getting to see like all this cool sweet hotspot like near like Napoli and Venice and stuff.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool because they have like all these messages between the mafia boss and the main characters, and of course the mafia boss is giving the message in Italian, and I don't even need the subtitles because I'm just reading it.
Because you speak Italian.
Exactly. I'm just like reading it. And I'm like trying to see like how to the point are with the Italian culture and everything. And they did a pretty good job. They did their research and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, they're not like putting stuff over to the top and like showing stuff that okay, I'm like nope, it doesn't happen. But yeah, they're showing like the corruptive environment of Naples, which it is quite true. Then the beautiful scenery of Venice and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty enjoying this thing.
That's pretty cool. It's one thing that it's like when shows go into a certain like culture, I like to see that they actually do their research and try to do really well into that culture. And there's not a lot of shows that I've noticed that have done that really well. So it's good that you found one that actually proved your culture pretty well.
Yeah, pretty much. Was very happy, and more of the reason I love Pokemon because when they started like with the X and Y and everything, they research Paris and France, the actual places and stuff, like all those sceneries in Pokemon, like all those like routes and stuff. Are actually inspired by real life places, like
I know
and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was the beauty,
Yeah.
Sometimes you play a game and just play for the heck of it, grab the Pokemon, level it up, and whatever. But I like to go in more deep. Who was the writer of that game?
I like to like research that kind of stuff on my off time, but when I'm playing a game, I just kind of like to go through it as quickly as possible so I can move on to the next one. But I feel like with Persona, since I started that this week, I'm actually going to try to take my time, probably do some off-casts playthrough of it just to try to level up my different like my different attributes and everything, because that's never something I really was interested in, but Persona really did a good job of trying to implement that. And I'm actually like, one thing I noticed, because I'm going into the first castle for the first boss castle and everything. And before you can do that, you're able to go in and like get a job, get money, do like different stuff to raise your stats. I took 2 hours doing that yesterday before going into the castle, and I was really enjoying it because I was able to look, okay, I bought all this medicine so that I could go into the boss area and not die 30,000 times. And then there was a point where the next point was like, oh, hey, now we have to go buy weapons so that we can defeat this guy. I was like, oh, I have 500 yen left and everything here costs like 60. So I was like, okay, it's a good thing this happened because now I can get a job, get money, and actually be able to afford this stuff. I took like 3 days and 2 hours in real time to get money and kind of level up my intelligence and different things before going into the castle. And I didn't even get to the boss yesterday. So that was a thing. That was a thing I did. I don't know if I regret it or not because I was having fun.
Yeah, I mean that's another like good, like another I would say like enjoyment factor of a game, and you're actually like preparing yourself. Like it's almost like it's pretty much the dungeon theory. Like you're preparing yourself to certain different situations. That's when you actually grabbing. Because there's two scenarios. There's either player versus player or player versus environment, and player versus environment factor of preparing yourself to actually defeat a very difficult boss. It's like very rewarding.
Right.
Make your preparations and
and like I was telling you earlier, I don't like the battle system at all. But everything else about that game is just so well done that I actually am thinking of keeping the game and playing through it just because of that. And because the battle system of that game is just so ludicrously boring. Like,
oh yeah,
It's so ludicrous, and I don't understand why people are ranting and raving about the battle system when it's just boring. But everything else about that game is so well done, and they put so much thought in just the random out of context stuff that you can do within the game. And I'm enjoying just doing that. So I took like 2 hours just to do that outside of the castle, and I really enjoyed myself more than I had doing any of the battle
except
stuff.
The turn-based factor, everything else was pretty much 10 out of 10 for you.
Yeah, or at least very high so far. I've only done like, out of the 10 hours that I've played, I've probably done 4 hours out of like the castle and just getting to know the different characters. And I'm much more enjoying the out of like the real world scenarios in the game. Much more than trying to figure out everything else.
That's pretty good. You got a game you got hooked on.
Yeah. And I got it because it was like $20 on sale. And I was like, okay, if I do it by Friday and I don't like it, I can take it back for the full price, and then I can put it towards the rest of Super Mario Maker 2, because I am definitely getting that. There's no question about the fact that I'm getting Mario Maker 2. But I got it. I started playing it. I'm actually really enjoying it much more than I thought I would. So yeah, that's gonna be the like probably the in-between portions of when there's kind of a drought in games. I'm definitely gonna be coming back to Persona 5, because it's a long game. It is a long game.
That's a good thing about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be long. I like it when it's long.
Yeah. And
like Pokemon, you could just defeat it like within a day and you're done.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying that it being long is a bad thing. I'm saying it's not going to be like a main thing on my channel. It's probably going to be just something that I turn to when there's nothing else to play, because I wasn't getting bored of Trials. I've been playing Trials Rising, which I love the Trials games. I was just getting so salty at the different aspects of Trials Rising, and I wanted to play something else. So I started Persona, and I'm really enjoying it. And so much that on my favorite Fridays day, I played 6 hours of Persona, and I enjoyed it the entire time.
Nice.
Yeah, there's like nothing that I dislike about that game enough to not give it a chance to actually play, except for the battle system. But it's like the battle system is not even like a tenth of the game, so it's worth it to just like, okay, the castles look great, except I don't like the whole aspect where whenever you walk there's like splashes of paint behind you. I don't like that. Everything else, it looks so artistically, like the aesthetic of it is so enjoyable, and the battles can be over in like 10 seconds if you do it right, which most of them, since I'm such low level and I'm in the first battle, I can get them done in like 10 to 30 seconds. The rest of it makes up for that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Persona so far. I might come back to that in our next cast. So I guess I could get into what I watched this week. Obviously I watched Eden of the East, and I really enjoyed it. Not necessarily because of the story and everything that happened, but just because of the different characters. Mm-hmm. I watched about half of Napping Princess, which the movie's okay. I gotta say, it's not good, it's not bad. I enjoyed watching it. Can't really say more than that. And the real pull of something that I watched this week, finally I was able to watch the entire first season of Bloom Into You, which is Shoujo Ai, and it was much, much better than I was hoping for. But the main premise of the show is there's this female character that loves everything about romance, the whole the feeling of being on air when someone, quote unquote, confesses to you, and she wants to feel that feeling. And before this story happened, somebody confesses to her and she felt nothing.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
just to help with the stream, you might want to add the anime category as well, like the anime tag.
Oh yeah, I need to do that. I forgot about that. It's not even something I.
You can add like anime, and if there's a manga, and talk show.
Manga is not a thing on here.
Not a thing, so you can add like anime and talk show.
I think the category is talk shows and podcasts, so that should be fine.
All right, cool. So here's that anime.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
But that's the main premise of the show is she got confessed to and she felt nothing, and she was kind of bummed about it. And at the very beginning of the show, she meets someone who, as she's trying to find the student council building, she finds someone who is in the process of being confessed to, and rejects him in a way that doesn't like destroy this person. And then later she says that she'd never felt like she'd never had her heart flutter when being confessed to, so she never felt like she should be with someone. And she was like, oh, I feel the same way, maybe we'll get along. The next day she goes to talk to this person about her problem where she was confessed to, and she doesn't know how to let the guy down gently because she wants to feel this feeling but never has. And then she was like, oh, well, just say it as you are saying this conversation now. So she gets on the phone with him and does that. And after the phone call is over, the person that she was talking to, her upperclassman, says, I don't think we're the same because I think I'm in love with you. And she's kind of taken aback. And she doesn't feel the same way, obviously, because they just met. And so the whole premise of this story is the younger person, the main character, trying to develop feelings for this older character who is in love with her and is kind of like not exactly forcing it on her, because the whole premise is like she lets her be in love with her, and she's trying to see why she isn't developing feelings for this person, because she likes this other person, but it's not like she doesn't feel that thing that she's been looking for as she interprets love to be. And that's the whole premise. And I really like this because I really identify with the main character. It's like I really like reading about romance and everything like that.
Yeah, you told me you were like something that I didn't know, actually, that you're a big shoujo fan.
Yeah, I really enjoy like the drama and the romance aspect, but I have no interest in that in my own life. I just don't really care for it. It's something that I don't see myself having, and it's nothing that really matters, you know? It's like it'd be okay if it did, but if it doesn't, I wouldn't care.
Does the anime tag show up? Because I'm like refreshing and
yeah, I said it. Let me open a new tab and see.
Let's have a look.
Channel. No, it does not. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe because I didn't update it. Let me try that again, because suck if that still is the thing. Yeah, it's it might take a minute to show up.
All right, cool.
Well, update it again and refresh this page. Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, so that's the main thing, and I really identified, like I said, with the main character because of this, and I feel, I don't know, I really liked the way they handled it because it wasn't like a normal romance story. It was kind of warped in a way that, hey, this person loves me, I'll let her love me, and these things will happen, and then maybe I will develop feelings for this person. And as of yet, it hasn't. And the one gripe I have about it is the whole show is like, okay, we're going to make this stage show that is somehow involved with the problem that the main heroine is having, not the main character, but the person that's in love with her. And the whole season is gearing up towards this stage show that doesn't happen. The season ends right before the stage show would happen, like a couple of days before, but it's gearing up for it throughout the entire season. I feel like that's a letdown, but it's also a really good reason why they would say, oh, hey, buy the manga, or oh, hey, watch the second season. And I'm waiting for the second season. I did buy the manga again. I bought the first 3 volumes and I'm reading it. But so far I really liked it. So that's my thoughts on Bloom Into You. Or let me find the title. I think this is it. Yes, it is. I'm gonna okay, how about, okay, here we go. Ramaji title, here we go. I'm gonna copy it and paste it into the chat because I can do that now. Okay. And it might help if I accidentally entered it. Okay, there it is. That's the show. I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure if you would, but it's something I really enjoyed because of how I connected with the main character, and I'd like to see what happens next. So that's my thoughts on Bloom Into You. As for other shows that I've started but haven't necessarily finished, I watched the first, I want to say 4 episodes of Kaguya-sama Love is War, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. It is definitely my favorite this season, to say the least.
It's like a nice twist of, how, people like go all like strategic and everything.
Yeah.
Like if I confess, then she would like it, but she will then control me. But then if she confesses,
yeah. And
so,
after like the first episode and a half, the whole like, I thought it was going to be very like systemic, and after the first episode and a half it flips on itself, and it's like, okay, here's something that you wouldn't necessarily consider them battling against each other. It's like actual situations that would actually happen. And I thought it was really interesting because I thought it was going to be really systemic, and I was very like pleasantly surprised by this. But yeah, that's my thoughts really on Kaguya-sama. I also started, what else did I start? Real Girl, the 3D Real Girl. I watched the first episode of that. Not sure I'm gonna.
Girl?
Yeah.
But have you started from the first season?
I watched the first episode.
Oh, the first season.
Yeah. And
okay.
I'm not sure I'm gonna keep watching it. I may watch the first few episodes and see if that changes, but right now it's not too interesting, it's just kind of there. But that's my thoughts on that. Have you watched anything else this season so far, or this last couple weeks?
I think I pretty much almost finished first season. I did touch that. I liked it. For me, like even simplistic stuff has its own like beauty,
Yeah, but
it's a simple thing. It's an otaku, and
yeah,
it's very, 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 and I mean very, very, very insecure.
But
now that this chick came in her life, it's just spinning him around.
Yeah, But the formula has been done before. Most notably in My Little Monster, there's this character who shuts herself off from the world, who develops feeling for someone, and they start dating right off the bat, and then comedic antics ensue, and that's the whole series, and I loved it. I don't see 3D Girl doing that.
Yeah, I mean it's a challenge. When something has already been, I would say, like done, then it's gonna take like a very good writer to actually make it interesting.
Yeah, and that's
For
like
example, I would say the romance manga of this season that I absolutely enjoyed was the Quintessential Quintuplets.
I have the first volume. I just haven't read it yet. I started it and I just haven't finished. I haven't
And I was
gone
kind of
through
pissed
it.
off there's no actual physical volume. Like there's only the Japanese.
Yeah, there is. I have the physical volume of it.
Seriously? I've checked
Yeah.
on Amazon everything. There was only like the Kindle version. That's what I got.
I got it from Barnes and Noble, so.
Oh,
But
that's weird.
yeah, there's definitely a paperback version.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me check that. That is freaking. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, there is a physical version. I was talking about like, of course, I've read the manga as well with the Kindle,
Mm-hmm.
but then about the physical version, I was talking about my wife is.
Oh yeah, that one hasn't been like, I don't know if officially is the right word, but it hasn't been properly licensed for a physical copy.
Well, I mean, it has only been released on Crunchyroll manga,
Yeah, that's how I read it.
and yeah, that's how I'm reading as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Like the physical ones are only in Japanese, and it's sold in Amazon Japan or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also tried looking for the Italian one, but yeah, no luck.
Hmm.
Because here's a cool thing. Usually, when I was like kind of comparing a lot of mangas and stuff, Italy and the US, when they start like publishing a manga, for some weird reason, like for example, after the fifth volume, the US picks it up like after like fucking 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, why? I mean, I'm just like there with question mark. Why? Why are you releasing the sixth volume like after one full year? You know,
Mm-hmm.
because they release it like a month before Italy, but then they suddenly something comes up. I don't know what. And I'm by the way, I'm just talking about in general mangas and not
Yeah.
like cartoons and stuff. And of course the Italian manga, they're just like keep on going, like releasing every 2-3 months or whatever. So that's why like a lot of times I see a lot of titles which are not. Some titles don't even release in the US, but they have been acquired by Italian ones, so that's yay for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There are a few that I've been wanting to read that I just have not been able to find physical copies for. None of which I can think of the name right now. And Barnes and Noble
Like I
stuff.
told you, I'm like building a collection now. I just bought
Yeah.
my 3 manga I Am Hero.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, that manga is good, dude. Like there's an actual scene in this manga where the writer is showing you the darkness
Mm-hmm.
of this guy. Like, imagine like being in a forest,
Mm-hmm.
Zombie apocalypse is there, but like being in an actual forest and everything is freaking dark.
Yeah.
Like you
I
cannot see anything. You know what happened in that volume?
what?
I literally had 2 pages all black.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Dude, I was like reading the pages. It was like first I can see the character, and then the black color comes up from the sides,
Mm-hmm.
and then at one point I see 2 pages, literally just black.
Boy, that's.
I mean, I have not been invested in a manga. Like it's almost feeling like I'm watching a freaking movie. Like that's the creativity of the artist or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
would you call it?
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
get that. Yeah.
literally giving me the fear through his pages.
Yeah. Manga is one thing that I really need to get more into because really the ones that I've read are like I'll read them because I'm either interested in watching the anime or I have watched the anime. I want to read the original story. I need to
Mhm.
get more into like just picking up random manga that look interesting. But then before that, I need some money.
Gotta earn some moolah, baby.
Oh yeah, I need to get a job, but it's amazingly hard doing that when you're a student and also have zero experience.
Yeah.
I know because I've been looking for over a year.
My suggestion is do freelance for a, for the beginning and use that as your experience
I would love to.
to
I would love to. I want to start doing more YouTube stuff, but it's just
like do
something that
freelance, do social media, do like for example, like right now, I mean, there's like loads of websites where you can like post like your skills and everything, and
mhm,
companies can hire you for
mhm,
whichever like task or project,
right.
and just to make it like legit, charge them like a very low fee,
Mhm.
or not even low, but just like a mediocre, like a
Even
fee
if
that people say like, okay, this is a freelancer,
mhm,
because your main goal is not to like become a freelancer, or I don't know, maybe it is, but is to actually collect um, uh, experience
right.
and recommendations by these people.
Mhm.
Because what you're gonna do is, okay, so this is what's gonna happen. You go to a website called like Fiverr or something. There are lots of websites kind of there where you just
Yeah.
publish that and people find you and everything.
Mhm.
You might as well just put your data and everything and just be done with it, because if something happens or whatever, once you find your first client, he comes in and says, okay, look, I want to do this and this. Are you able to provide it, and what's the price?
Mhm.
you know of course, people are out there to actually earn money, but your goal is something else. Your goal is to actually charge a mediocre fee, which the client will be saying, oh cool, that's actually a very good price,
Mhm.
so that you can do a good job and get his recommendation, because he will be, of course, either having his business of his own, or maybe having a small company or something. You
Yeah.
collect like 5 to 10 of those, and bang, that's your portfolio. You grab that, you go to a company, and you can like say, hey, this is my experience. Because since people are not going to give you a job because they want experience, you might as well go there and do many jobs.
Right. Yeah, what I'd like to kind of just do, I want to get started on my YouTube channel, of
Mm-hmm.
course, because I'd like to get music out there and show that I can do what I want to do. I want to be able to mix and not necessarily master, but uh, produce like independent music. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to be able to do. Not necessarily my own, but even just managing a band and producing their music. I'd like to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to do. I need to do my own, like, get music out there to show what I'm capable of. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just not decent at my instruments yet, which is what I've been working on for the past year. Getting
But how
better
much do you
at.
practice in a day?
I usually try to practice 3 days a week for a couple hours.
3 days a week?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, you have your university and everything.
Yeah, and I have school, and I've been doing this for almost 20 hours a week, so. And I'm trying to get a part-time job at like just a like I'm trying to get a part-time job in a as like a cashier or stalker or something. And like I said, that's extremely hard to do when you have no um what's it called, experience, and not really an open schedule, which I don't because I have school in the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you just go to like a record company and just say, hey, look, I'll be honest, I have no experience, just whatever job, like cleaning or whatever, just At least it would be like in the environment.
Mm-hmm. What I'd like to try to do, the only thing about that, there's one record store in my area, and it's a chain, and they require 3 prior jobs.
3 prior jobs?
Yeah.
And what's the job for having 3 prior jobs?
Just for their application, they require 3 prior jobs. It doesn't matter what. I don't think it matters what, but it's said on their application when you're doing it to name at least 3 prior jobs, and then I can't because really I only have. Well, I guess I have 2. I worked at Walmart for a couple months, and then I was an intern at at my church / concert venue for a couple years.
Well, dude, that's already 2. Just grab another one and make it 3 and just apply for it.
Yeah, I have. I did a couple years ago, and I never heard back, so.
Did you call them back?
No, because I didn't have a number to call back.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Usually when I do applications, I apply online because I have terrible handwriting. And if I try to do the paper ones, they won't be able to know what I'm saying. Yeah, to call my handwriting chicken scratch would be an insult to the chicken. Yeah.
So coming back to anime, how did you find Eden of the East?
Eden of the East? Okay, I actually have something queued up for that. I have a new thing and trailer, so visual to go along with this because I can't. So it was a good show. I gotta say, it has a really good story. It felt unfinished. Then again, it had 2 movies come out afterward, and I found it really interesting. One thing I really liked about it is it gave me a lot of like reminiscence of Mirai Nikki, which is one of the shows that I really like, even though a lot of people say it's terrible. Because
no, dude, that's a good anime.
I've heard from many sources that it's like one of the worst horror anime out there. It's not horror. Mirai Nikki is not horror.
Absolutely not. It's a little creepy, but it's not.
It's suspense. It's not horror.
It's thriller, yeah.
But so I really liked it because the whole
Royale, if I would say.
That one's a thriller. That one's I guess you could call that a horror. That's more of a thriller. But Eden of the East, it gave me a lot of vibes of Mirai Nikki because of the whole game with the 12 different characters. And you don't know who these characters are, and there's only you have to save Japan, which okay. I'm a huge fan of like wordplay and different like lore and stuff like that. The fact that the selected characters are the Seleção, or the selected in Portuguese, that was really interesting, and the whole noblesse oblige. It is the selected's noble obligation to save Japan. Okay, go away. No. Back to that.
Summary.
Shut up. Shut up. But I thought that would play for longer. I was wrong. But I really enjoyed it because of that, and the whole thing where it's their noble obligation to save Japan. And in the end, when it came down to it, I really do think that the main character, I think his name was Akira, he did save Japan. Sorry for any spoilers that may be a thing here, but this is going to be like a spoiler review section because I'm going to talk about what I thought of the show. And to do that, it has to be spoilery. Sorry. But I really enjoyed it because of that. And the fact that at the very end he actually erased his memories again, I really liked the aspect because it started from nothing and ended in nothing.
Yep.
And I'd like to see where they take the story from that in King of Eden, which is why I bought it. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Eden of the East. It's good. I'd give it an 8 out of 10 just because the story was the pacing was a bit off, and how they ended the story where the Mr. Outside is like, he's already dead. And his name was Hato Saizo. So Outside was a pun, which again, wordplay. I liked it, but the fact that was kind of dumb, to say the least. But I really enjoyed it. It was something. But I have to ding it a couple points just because the ending was kind of meh. Before the whole thing where he literally exploded all of the missiles at the end and saved Japan.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the creators did it on purpose because they want to finish up the movie.
Yeah.
Earn more money.
But I do have to say, the ending of the show, the ED, was amazing because of the whole papercraft part. I thought that was pretty cool. The ED of the show was amazing, and I loved it.
I like the OP song.
Yeah.
The O's album.
The whole ending animation was really cool, and I really liked it. I'd have to say that's one of my favorite parts about the whole show. So that's something.
What was the first part of the show? The ending. Like, awesome. Good for you.
Well, I'd say it's one of my favorite parts. I wouldn't say it is my favorite part.
Okay, cool. I was like, what do you like of the show? The ending. Awesome.
Yeah. But those are my thoughts on Eden of the East. What did you think about it when you first watched it?
Me, I was stoked. I mean, also because I'm also a huge fan of the Born Identity series movies.
Mm-hmm.
So watching that kind of like gave me a reminiscence, Plus, I really like. I mean, these are like my favorite, like if you would say, ingredient to the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of my favorite ingredients to the story is time travel and memory loss.
Oh yeah, that whole amnesia thing where he erased his own memories. That was really interesting.
I really, really like those kind of aspects. That's the reason why I also thoroughly enjoyed that romance anime Golden Time.
That I haven't watched yet. I need to.
Like finally, like college, Japan in college, like not high school but actual college.
Mm-hmm. The one show that I can think of that really implemented the amnesia to its best ability was A Tale of Memories, which it was very slow, and obviously it's romance and all that, but it's 3 different romance stories told at the same time, one of which being interesting at all, and that was the one that had to do with memory loss, obviously, where the character had amnesia and but she was in an accident, so she can only remember everything that's happening in one day. After that, she forgets everything.
The eye patch, right?
Yes, that one. And
yeah,
I really enjoyed that storyline. They just did not spend enough time on it. And the other storylines were just so stupid. I'd have to say that storyline was interesting. Everything else could be thrown out the window. But
that's wasted material.
And because of that, I won't watch the second season until Melodies, because I just don't care. It's one of those that I wish I could watch it, but I can't.
Savage. I just don't care. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I wish I could say I liked it, but I didn't. And I've heard so many good things about it before I watched it, and then it was bad. I didn't like it. I liked that storyline, and that's it. That was like not even a third of the show. And which there's a few shows that there's a movie that I watched a couple years ago now that had the same type of thing. It was telling 3 different stories, one of which was interesting. And it just so happens that the one that was interesting was the main storyline. So I actually really liked that movie. The other 2 were just, they were okay. They weren't great. They weren't terrible. But they were just there. And the main storyline was fleshed out. And I thought it was really good. So it's like, it's one of those things where if there's multiple storylines going on at the same time, the main storyline, or the one that gets the most time and the most effort put into it, needs to be the best one. And with A Tale of Memories, the main storyline, or the storyline that you'd think would be the main storyline, was left on the back burner for another storyline that sucked. And that's my thoughts on A Tale of Memories. So, manga. Let's move on to that.
The one that you suggested.
My wife is Wagatsuma-san.
Hilarious.
It's great.
So I'll tell you exactly where I am. I mean, it's pretty much dealing with the second chick now, you know?
Which one's that? Is that Erica?
The half Danish one?
Yeah, I think her name is Erica. Let me look it up. See if the app will work, because sometimes it doesn't. If not, I'll just look it up on my computer. I might actually do that anyway. Here we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure her name is Erica, but I might be wrong.
I mean, I just love the scene where he says, like, to her, I like Japanese girls and everything, and then afterward he goes back, and now Erica is not all like sexy and stuff. She goes like all traditional and stuff. When he does the time leap, that was like most hilarious scene. And I love like his face reaction.
Yeah, there's a lot of really great what's it called, visual comedy in that show. Is it still on the Crunchyroll app? Because I'm not seeing it. Huh.
I don't know about yours, man. I've got my Italian one.
Because this is where I watched it, and I'm not finding it. Let's see. Sylvia, that's her name.
Sylvia, here we go.
But yeah, she's my favorite tsundere character out of anything.
Sylvia?
Yeah.
Oh, don't say anything. I'm just.
I
have like a lot of catch up.
I do have to say, she's my favorite tsundere character out of any show or manga I've ever read. Just because, like, she spins it again. She spins the concept on its head, especially with the DX core and all that. It's so funny, and I love it so much. So, what would you say is your favorite part of the series so far? Because you haven't gotten to my favorite part yet, so I can't really say anything.
Well, then I guess I cannot say anything.
Well, my favorite part of the show, or the manga,
I would say, like, at least till now, out of all the things that I've read, I really like how he helps out his friends because he doesn't want them to end up being like freaking creeps, like the guy who's like flashing his
Yeah.
genitals to everybody. So he's like he like the thing is, it would he's a nice guy. Like he's not just like think about him like oh he's gonna end up with her beloved,
Yeah.
but he's also thinking about his friends. Like he doesn't want them to end up being like freaking losers and stuff.
Right. He doesn't want to spend all their lives as otakus.
Yeah, and you can see like he's taking the risk of changing their future, which ends up then changing his.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
that makes a lot of sense. And
it's really fun. It's a really cool thing because you would think like this guy would have like two friends, otaku friends, and then like afterward he's like he just because you can see just right off the bat that he's gonna be the one who's gonna surpass them,
mm-hmm.
on the social stance.
Yeah. But I think
But
oh, you may not
yeah.
have gotten this yet. I don't remember how many time skip situations have happened for you so far. Just a few or like a ton?
Let me count. So you got the original one where she's
Mm-hmm.
the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then what else? Then you got like okay, so that's the first one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the one where he ends up marrying Sylvia.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have another one where he still is married Sylvia, but now she's all Japanese traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then he helps that dude who thinks that he's gonna end up with Wagamatsu-san, but then he helps him out
Mm-hmm.
because he was like a sort of like I would say like a liar. He acted all cool in class, but he actually was a very he was lying and stuff.
Yeah.
And for that reason, he ended up like being like very very bad in his life.
Yeah.
So but he's like scared that if he does help him, then he's gonna end up with Wagamatsu-san.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully that didn't happen, and they just actually become really good friends.
Right. So you haven't gotten to the part that I'm thinking of. I think. I may be misremembering. Because I know there's a point where one of the people in the DX core, it shows him, like in a time skip, he's married to another character, and I don't know if you've gotten that far yet.
No, I don't think I've gotten that far.
If you haven't gotten that far, you are very close.
What do you mean I'm very close?
Like you're very close to finding out what I'm talking about.
Ah, okay. Is this like a big thing, like a very twisting thing? Dude, you got me all excited. I was actually planning to play some Final Fantasy after the podcast, and I'm just gonna read the manga and find out what you're talking about.
It's not like big as in you're not able to see what's happening. But it has to do with the arc that you're in now.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
You just leave it at that. Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
You leave it at that. Okay. All right. Cool.
At least I think, like I said, I may be misremembering. It's been a while since I read it, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one of the people of the DX core, I think, winds up with someone else. I just can't remember if it's like the person the character that I'm thinking of. It might be, it might not. Only one way to find out, really. But yeah. So, sorry for minor insinuations of maybe a spoiler.
Do not attempt, because I am a big story lover.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that's the first thing that when I do anything, whether that's a game or whatever. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
literally one of those people. Like when I actually like, if somebody's having a problem or whatever in their life, and I'm like, hey, I can give you an ear. I can listen to your problems.
Mm-hmm.
So they think, oh, he's such a nice person. He's listening to our problem, but I'm just there and saying like, oh, cool, I got a story here. Let's hear this.
Yeah. I
But then
get
they
that.
think like,
Yeah.
so what do you think? It's like, I don't think nothing. I don't give the solution to the main character. You're the main character, dude. You're gonna end up fucked up, or you're just gonna end up like, saving your day.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
mean, and it's like, yeah, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know. You're pretty much ending up in a very bad, like, I would say, if in otaku way, in bad scenario route, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's gonna happen.
Raising all the wrong flags.
Yep. Because see, here's the thing, and we're gonna probably go now deep into the social aspects of life and philosophy now,
Right.
combining with anime. This is what I believe, A lot of times, the usual thing, you got your friend, he's got a problem, and then you come up, and then you say, you gotta do this, and this. But what are the chances that he actually listens or
Right.
shouldn't?
Or the
Right?
situation comes up where what you actually say is going to be able to be a thing, you know?
Like, I can tell you something. Like, don't like. I'm having this guy. He owns a pizza place. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we just became really good friends because we kind of have like these same. I would say like goals in life.
Right.
Like running a online store and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like head over heels for this chick. Okay.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay, but dude, I gotta be honest. I mean, if you think you're gonna have the girlfriend, the business, and everything, I mean, you gotta sacrifice something.
Yeah, I
Because
get that.
I mean, of all the stories I've heard of all the people who had success, that they did sacrifice something, whether it's friends or
Yeah.
relationships or whatever. They did sacrifice something, whether it was sleep, anything.
Sacrificing sleep, the story of my life.
Yep, same thing here. Can you imagine that right now I'm like 35 hours awake?
Holy crap. You
Yeah,
need to go
pretty
to
much.
sleep.
Hmm?
You need to go to sleep.
Probably gonna go sleep. Well, it's already midnight. I'm probably gonna sleep after 6 hours now.
Okay.
Or
Well,
maybe I'm gonna use all Sunday to sleep. But back to the topic. So he's head over here with this chick. And this chick pulled off a really bad move. She kind of like ran away from home
mm-hmm.
and she contacted everybody except him.
Oh.
Like she said goodbye to everybody except him.
Okay.
Like if it was like nothing.
Right.
I told him, well, what did the best friend say? The best friend said, well, she kind of like pulls off this stunts quite frequently, and she's just gonna come back. And I'm gonna say, well, if she's gonna come back, are you gonna take her back?
Mm-hmm.
And he said like, nah, fuck her, and this and blah blah blah. And her best friend was also like mad, like she always does that, this time I'm not gonna like forgive her and whatever. So I'm there,
Mm-hmm.
and just eating my slice of pizza. I just look at in the eyes of the boyfriend and her best friend, and I say, "Look, I'm gonna be sorry, guys, but you guys are full of crap. She's gonna come back, and you're gonna forgive her. Right now, that's just your anger speaking,
Mm-hmm.
because I know both of you, your percent and everything. You guys are addicted to her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
It's like yeah, it's like
people
that
get
thing
addicted
that
to people. Like, I mean, it happens, like
yeah.
because they're nice and everything. Because this chick is not like, you would see her, she's not like troublemaker and stuff. Like she's normal and stuff. Like she's nice, she's cute, she's like would say like hot mix cute or whatever you would say.
She's
But yeah,
attractive.
she's attractive and everything, but she doesn't like, shows off or wears like a slut or whatever we would say.
Mm-hmm.
She's like a normal, like, and she kind of like won the heart of him because he like always thinks about him and her and everything. But all I said, like, but dude, look at her, like she just left, and I mean, you guys might have more feelings of her than she had for you guys. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she just doesn't care. Like like she has no emotional investment.
Yeah, I
Like
get that.
if she pulled up this stunt so easily, she would do it again, and she would not have any problems.
Mm-hmm.
He would forgive her. So that's why I told him, like, it's not gonna make an effect. And they said, no, but you're right. I'm not gonna do this and everything and blah blah blah. Like,
Mm-hmm.
look, guys, there's a difference between taking someone's advice into heart, which happens very, very rarely,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's you guys, like us, like normal people. We're just gonna say this and this, but then afterwards,
Yeah, sometimes it takes having an outside perspective to really understand everything that's going on and understand yourself as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that sometimes I have trouble with. So I understand really well.
I mean, my point at the end is that people say things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to really find out what's going on with someone, you got to track down their actions and calculate based on their actions.
Exactly, yeah.
So I can say all the things in the world. I mean, of course, then you have like the epic people who say stuff and they mean it, like they do the walk and they do the talk.
Mm-hmm.
And those are actually powerful people, because saying something and actually proving it and actually believing it, that's very powerful, because it actually grants you this kind of superpower over people. Like, this guy is actually, is legit.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you can pull off that, like once, twice, and 10 times or whatever, next time your words have power, you say something, people are going to believe you because they know you're going to pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
But in the majority of cases, we usually just lie to ourselves because we say things, but those things, like, we gotta understand how hard is that thing, whatever we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, someone says, oh, I'll give you an example. I'll give you my example. I smoke, okay?
Right.
Okay. I smoke, but I'm not like a heavy smoker.
Okay.
I smoke like one of those light cigarettes, and I finish a pack like in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never told people like, oh, I can quit anytime, or like, oh, I'm just gonna stop smoking now.
Right.
I never said that because I know how hard it is, and I actually have met someone who helps stopping smoking, and they say like saying that bullcrap is nonsense. It takes
Right.
planning
Mm-hmm.
to pull off a stunt like that, and that planning is on summer vacation. So
Right.
every year, if you want to stop smoking, that's the time of the year you can actually do it. Reason is you're not working. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be relaxed.
Right. You don't want
Because if
to
you're
you don't want to stop something that's helping you handle your stress
exactly,
in a point in time where you're going to have to deal with stress.
exactly, okay. So that's number one. Number two, you got to track down all the habits when you do it. Is it when you wake up? Is it with your coffee? Is it after sex? Whatever.
Right.
Okay, you got to track down, make a list of that, and slowly avoid it. Like, okay, so if I do it after, like my first one, I coffee, lunch, and dinner, I'm gonna start not doing the coffee one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you're gonna start avoiding the people where you tend to, like, light up a cigarette, like at least for a few couple of days or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to pull that off at least for 6 days, which is going to be the hardest. Reason? Your nicotine remain in your body system for 6 days. After that, it's all out,
Right.
and then it becomes slightly more easier.
Mm-hmm.
But in 6 days, you are screwed. You'll feel that urge to have the nicotine.
Mm-hmm.
After 6 days, then it becomes easier. Then because you're almost going for like a habit of not smoking.
Right.
Okay. And once you hit the 21-day target, it has become officially a habit that you're not smoking anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And once you pull out 3 months, you're good to go. Now, after 3 months or whatever, there's a thing called relapse. People are like, maybe, I don't know, they're like at some friend's place or whatever. And you're just like, hey, can I borrow a smoke or something? Now,
Mm-hmm.
that's a factor. Like, if you borrow smoke, okay, now you think, okay, done, I've failed my 3 months. That's wrong thinking.
Right.
And I'll explain why. If you, by any chance,
If you feel like you
start
failed.
working out and having a diet for 3 months, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then after 3 months, there's this special day, maybe, I don't know, it's your birthday, and you start like you have lots of, yummy food, and you don't work out.
Mm-hmm.
So what? All the 3 months is gonna be for nothing?
Yeah, if you have that mindset, you're setting yourself up to fail.
Yeah, exactly. Like you think, like, people do that and they say, "Oh, damn it, I broken my chain." No,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't. You have gained 3 months of non-smoke-free days.
Mm-hmm.
What you're gonna do is simple: go back up, which we will be able to do since it's 3 months of freaking habit. It's not like a small thing. I
Yeah.
mean, I can get it. I can get the after 7 8 days. Then it's kind of bad because then the relapse is quite easy. But after 3 months, you should just not smoke again.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a relapse and it's done.
Yeah. I
See,
get
the
that.
problem is when people think they fail, then they say, well, I failed, whatever, and then they just buy the pack.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually not just for cigarettes, but it works kind of for like kind of everything.
Yeah, I get that.
Like practice, like an instrument, you're doing it, and then one day you just fail. You think like, oh, damn it, I'm failing, but it's not.
Yeah, but for instruments and stuff, at least I've noticed, I play bass, so a lot of the times I'll get blisters on my fingers and I can't play. So it's like I've been playing good for 2 weeks. Now I can't play for like a week and a half. And then it's like, okay, now after this goes away or it forms a callus, I have to kind of make myself want to play again. And sometimes I don't. I just don't want to. And that's the problem that I have with practicing. It's like, oh, well, this thing happened and I can't practice. Now I have to convince myself to practice again, and I won't. That's what I have a problem with. But again, like I said, starting streaming, I've been doing it for, I'll just say I've been doing it for 6 months now. And
well, see, there we go.
I did it to start up a schedule, and I did. I feel like I could do that with instruments, like practicing and everything.
And see, that's exactly the secret ingredient.
Yeah.
Basically, what you do is that for anything, and I mean anything. Okay, like I'll give you a little bit background about like how I like kind of like end up doing whatever I'm doing right now. So I come from like a background of I would say like businessman family, whatever. But I like anime and manga and like Japanese culture and video games and stuff, and that's something kind of like frowned upon, okay, in my social circle,
right?
Okay, especially my family. Like they don't like forget anime. They don't even like have no clue video games or whatever. They haven't played any video games in their life at all. So that's kind of like frowned upon because they still, even today, think it's something for kids. Like it's just PG-13.
Yeah.
So I actually had to, like leave that social circle, and then cut off everything. It wasn't like a good established family business, but it didn't matter if I wasn't being happy.
Right.
And
Your
I told them,
mental health literally is the most important thing, and if you didn't have that there, then it didn't need to be there.
absolutely not. So and I had to deal with it. Now here's the interesting part. When I made the decision, the habits were still there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about of the habits of not living alone, the habits of not cooking, the habits of like I just made a sudden change of someone who had like his meals cooked by his mom,
Mm-hmm.
money by daddy, okay? So everything was like still there, like, and I had to do this big change,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So the habits were still, the bad habits, I would say, were still there. So I had to do something about that.
Right.
And to do that, then afterwards, I picked one habit
Mm-hmm.
to start, okay? Just one. And that was because people would say, oh, that's the most dumbest thing ever. But I would say, hey, it's still something, It's waking up. Then I wake up. I'm not saying waking up early.
Mm-hmm.
I do wake up early now, but at the beginning, I couldn't. I was
Yeah.
still one of those, lazy ass guys who would not wake up early because I'll tell you, fully honest, I was a spoiled little fucking kid, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I can blame whoever. I won't lie, it's because of my parents as well because they didn't send me in the real world. But that blame is just gonna last till whatever. Then afterwards, everything's on my hands. I can blame whatever till 16, 17, but after 18, you're officially an adult, and now you can make choices for yourself.
Yeah.
So the thing is, all I did is when I wake up, I just make my bed. Now people would say, well, that's kind of stupid. And it's like, well, it's just one small little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is taking those cushions, like basket off, put on your bed, take the like making your freaking bed, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all I did for a month. Thanks to that, I started getting new habits, you know, and then it all like started stacking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's kind of interesting because at the end of the day, I would say here's my thought. The thing is, I would say, what's the difference? And here's a question to you between a video game, especially an MMO, and real life. Like, why are we capable of achieving a character from level 1 to level 70 and 80? Okay?
Because it's
And do
interesting.
amazing things, but why we cannot do with our real lives?
Because MMOs are interesting.
Here we go. But here's the thing: we can actually apply those skills in real life as well.
Yeah. But
the thing is that in MMOs, you've given a objective, a purpose in life, defeat the demon lord or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the real world, you have no clue.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
But I understand what you're coming from. Lately, my morning schedule literally is I'll wake up around 7 in the morning, get my grandmother her medicine because she needs to take one of her medicines specifically at 7 because she can't eat or anything for an hour afterward.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will go do whatever for an hour or for like 45 minutes. Then I'll make breakfast, whatever it might be that day, eggs and bacon, whatever. And then I'll get the other medicine and help her out of her room, and then I'll come either get ready for school or I'll get ready to stream, and that's my schedule for the day.
See, thanks to streaming, you are now going towards a road of good habits.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if the streams is whatever, like going place and stuff. It's just you doing it every single day.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah,
I'll
and
give the
that.
biggest example. I had like loads of ideas for streaming and this and that,
Hmm.
a good reaction and everything. But like, okay, the best streamer or whatever, not best streamer or successful streamer is Ninja.
Hmm.
Okay, and I get all this thing and everything of people saying he's like a sellout or whatever, but actually like saw his interviews and everything, and dude, he's a hardworking guy.
Yeah.
He's a freaking hardworking guy. The first thing he said is consistency, which is absolutely true. People are just like there's no people, they want followers and this, and you really
Yeah.
gotta like leave
To
all that
to
behind
be honest, I
at the
don't.
beginning.
To be honest, I don't care about making affiliate or partner or any of that. I do this because I enjoy it, and it's helped me build a schedule that I can actually get up early in the morning, do what I need to do, and be here to do it on time.
Bingo.
And if not on time, like up to a half an hour after, and I can get everything that I need to done before that. And that's what I like about doing this, because it gave me an opportunity to be my best self.
Exactly.
And
So
that.
yeah, that's pretty much I believe.
Mm-hmm. And it's not even like I have a lot of things going on in my life. I had to drop most of the classes I started this semester. Right now I'm only taking logic, which I'm enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, my schedule is pretty much empty. The rest of my schedule goes towards streaming, and that's it.
Oh, dude, don't worry about the thing dropping and everything. How old are you? Like 23-ish, right?
I'm turning 23 in a couple weeks.
Oh, dude, when's your birthday?
The 13th.
Oh yeah, we have it on the same thing. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, wait. Let me just. Okay. So sorry, I do not have.
Hey, Sin, how you doing?
Let's see.
I need to.
Hey, what's up, Cinnamon? Cinnamon, what's this cinnamon walking? Why? Why does the cinnamon walks? Where does he walks?
I'm doing pretty good. Just seeing if doing a podcast would be beneficial, because I enjoy it. It's not really something I really thought of doing before now, but I'm enjoying it. So yeah.
So basically, what Jordan is saying, we're just fooling around and talking about anime and life.
Pretty much, yeah. Just right now it's the first episode, so I'm trying to figure out where I want to take it. Kind of just doing like basic anime reviewing and stuff.
I would say just let's go with the flow and whatever random topic
yeah, definitely
just comes up, and we'll see, and maybe we'll just create a monster of its own.
Yeah.
Never know.
Shield Hero, I have not watched. I haven't picked that up yet. There's like too many shows on my backlog that I need to get into. I need to finish Amagami SS. That's like the next like backlog show I need to finish is Amagami SS. I just need to figure out where I left off, because I have this nasty habit of watching shows to go to sleep.
So Cinnamon, who do you like, Philo or Raftalia?
Good question. But have a good day at work. Don't stress yourself out too much.
The Shield Hero.
Okay. So
you know what I always think is that you like Raftala? Yeah, here we go. I butchered the name. Raftalita. So they say just say Lolita. But here's the thing.
You're very
like,
close. Just one letter
I
off.
always thought like, so Raftalia of course has her raccoon ears, like on her head. So those are ears. So here's the thing: if she ties like a ponytail, so she has no human ears.
Don't go into that. I don't want to think about it. No.
Like, how weird would that be, dude?
I've thought of that a lot with like different animal girls and shit. It's like pulling your hair back and just having no ears. It's so weird to think
Like,
about.
oh my god,
oh my
that is
god.
like, oh,
Oh no.
I'm like, hell no.
I don't even want to think about that. No.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I'm not touching that with a 50-foot pole.
Oh boy.
No, it's like those it's another thing to think about, like when going conventions and you see like the realistic anime masks. Those are creepy as hell. Oh my god.
It's like one of those moments where you have like the raptor god where you're just thinking, it's like, wait a second.
Have a nice day, Sin. Yeah,
that's a good point. Bye. All right, Cinnamon. See ya. Cinnamon's walking. No, he's running. He's running away.
But yeah, that's my thought on that. No, don't
Hell
even.
No.
No, if you have an animal girl with the animal ears, keep the hair where you cannot tell if they actually have ears on the side of their head. I don't want to see their bare faces. No, please don't. That thought just gives me such chills. Ugh. Okay, now should we go on to our recommendations for the next week?
I would say first we go with news about upcoming games and animes, and then we go with the recommendations.
Okay.
Of like what we're gonna. Well, I'm probably gonna continue with the manga.
Mm-hmm. With Wagatsuma-san. I had another one to give you, but I'll let you pass this time.
Okay, news.
Okay.
So, DMC is coming up.
Yes, and I'm going to be playing it on stream. That is when I'm going to be doing on stream.
No, that's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big fan of DMC.
I've never played a DMC game before. This is going to be my first one.
Oh, really?
I played like an hour of DMC Devil May Cry, and I didn't like it. So I never finished that. But I haven't played any other DMC
Devil May Cry. The one where he has black hair? That one?
The reboot one.
Oh, dude, you just picked up the worst DMC of all.
I know, and I didn't play it.
Like, you just got yourself the worst first impression, man.
Yeah,
I understand. I mean,
I understand that DMC Devil May Cry was a bad game. I understand that. But Devil May Cry never really appealed to me at all before that either. I just know I've been getting more into like the platinum games like Bayonetta and stuff, and I know those came from the same formula of Devil May Cry. Well, and
Devil May Cry became before, so Bayonetta.
I know that's why I'm saying it came from the same kind of development standpoint, where very combo heavy as was Devil May Cry. So it came from that same kind of development standpoint as Devil May Cry was, and I'm actually really interested in seeing how they do it, because I've never played another like main storyline Devil May Cry game. I played some of the characters in different games. I played Dante in PlayStation All-Stars, another bad game. I played Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Marvel Infinite, which had Dante and Dante's brother, whose the name is escaping me at this moment. Why do I want to say Victor? That's not his name though, because I'm thinking Wesker, but yeah, I'm so looking forward to that, and I am waiting again to play some what's it called? I'm waiting to get Bayonetta started until after I finish DMC Devil May Cry. I also want to start what's it called? Danganronpa But that one is kind of one that I don't know if I can, because I've not found any DMC information or DMCA information on it, so I don't know if it's legal for me to cast that because copyright. And if I can't find anything, I won't be able to cast it. I'll just have to do Danganronpa the V3, which I've played all the other games, so it wouldn't be too much of a problem. So this depends. I would like to play the whole series again because I really like it, but I don't know. But as far as news, I really haven't heard much. I'm waiting to see if I'm trying to think of I know they're remaking Fruits Baskets. I think that's going to come in this summer. Let me look that up actually. I know they're remaking Fruits Basket sometime this year. I think it's going to be in the summer. And I'm trying to decide if I want to watch the original first, because that's another one that I've never seen. And I want to watch it. I just, one, I don't know where to find it, and two, it's just hasn't been something that I've been able to look at and find. So yeah. Fruits Basket.
Can you just run me through Fruit Basket? What was it again? Because sometimes I forget the name of the title, but I do know what's going on. Like when you
Fruits
say
Basket.
I have memories, but I remember the anime.
It's the one with like there's this person who
the underwear with the strawberry? Oh, that's 100% Ichigo. No, that's something else.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. It's one where like this person moves in with the Google synopsis that it has. It's one sentence. It's orphan Toru Honda moves in with a classmate and his cursed family. All I remember is like if she touches them or something, they turn into animals. Other than that, I don't know. Renovations. Blah, 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 blah.
Hey, Jordan.
Yep.
Do you still have the trial version of Final Fantasy Online?
I don't think I ever got it. Why?
Like,
can
your PC handle it?
I think so. Why?
Because I just want to know, like, how much would the trial version cost you? I mean,
I was able. I signed up for it a couple months ago. Let me. Final Fantasy 14 Online. I think there was like a free version of it. I don't think I'm eligible for it yet anymore because I got it and then never played it. So.
Because here's the thing. Okay, listen up to me. Okay. So I want you to play the trial version with me, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's all about, you know, how I would say who you're playing with, you know? I'm also someone who plays solo, but I've been playing Final Fantasy. Huh?
It won't let me log in.
I don't know, maybe the trial expired or something.
Well, that wouldn't tell me why I wouldn't be able to log into the Square Enix site.
But hey, hear me out.
I'm listening.
So I want you to play give another go to Final Fantasy, because the thing is, if you liked Persona, then you would love Final Fantasy, because then it's not even turn-based. Okay, like the whole turn-based scenario, it's not even there. Okay, the thing is, and there's so many cool stuff to do, like dungeons and this stuff. The thing is, you are a solo player because I, well, not fully understand you. That's a little bit egoistic to say that, but I would say slightly understand you that, there's a lot of assholes and stuff, and someone would say, well, I guess I'd rather just play by myself and just enjoy the game.
Well, I don't mind doing like multiplayer stuff. I'm not a fan of like
But
cooperative.
Hey, here's the thing. If we do it together, okay? You listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
If we do it together, okay, and you literally enjoy yourself,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So I would say try the trial version, okay?
Okay, if I can, it's not letting me
give
log
it a
into my
week,
Square
okay?
Enix account.
Give it a week. If you enjoy it, okay,
Okay.
there's a discount on the PlayStation Networks, like €30, I guess $30 or whatever, for all expansions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's gonna be my birthday gift to you.
I think if I'm gonna play it, that's probably something I'd rather play on PC, especially since, like Ace said, there's like a lot of macros and stuff that you have to have
what,
set
dude?
up.
You just gotta hook up your keyboard and mouse, and voila! I did the same.
My setup is not very cohesive for that. I have a whole bunch of
like all you get is a Bluetooth mouse and like a nice good old keyboard. And trust me, even like I literally use all of them. I use mouse, keyboard, and controller. So when I'm like chatting and like, okay, here's a cool thing. I got invited in this free company in Final Fantasy,
mm-hmm.
which in basic terms you call it like a guild, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And this guild has been the most, I would say, sociable guild I've ever seen. Like they always answer my questions.
Mm-hmm.
I get people who want to do like dungeons with me, like because sometimes I need a tank or someone who needs like various I would say like requirements. Like sometimes when you're doing a dungeon, you're queued up for so long time because there's no tank going on, because I play like the bard, which is like the archer.
Mm-hmm.
And I find a lot of like healers, tanks, and stuff in this. Like it's a cool community, and I'm very picky with those things. Like I don't just go there and then see that the freaking chat is like empty and everybody just doing his own thing. This is like literally. And here's a cool thing: by coincidence, the guild master and the second in charge are Italian.
Okay.
So they just like became friends with me and stuff. But that's one thing. But even the other people and stuff are there. Like, can you believe it? We went to our guild estate that they recently bought, and we all went to the beach and got like naked, and we took like this huge selfie. I'm gonna send you the photo afterwards.
Okay.
And the screenshot. I mean, it was like the most funniest shit ever. I'll show you some pictures. It was like really funny.
Okay.
And the social aspect of it was really, really good. Like, trust me. And this is me we're talking about, dude. Like someone who
I'll think about it.
solo.
Right now, it's not even letting me into my Square Enix account to be able to
Okay, that's weird.
find stuff out. So, yeah, it depends on if I can get that to work. I might try that later.
Hey, just like a proposal from a friend of yours, give it a try.
I will. The whole like talking to a ton of people online is, I don't know.
Well, we don't need to. Just gonna be you and me, and we're gonna do quests together.
Okay.
Like the cool thing is that, because even now I'm not even that high leveled up, so I can still do like the initial quest, and plus you get like some cool bonus XP items. Okay. Because the cool thing is that there's so many servers on Final Fantasy that you kind of like, I would say, how we say, people have no idea which server to go, right? But since you have me and behind me a lot of other people that I know of, but at the beginning we're just gonna be you and me, you create a character in my server, okay? Because it's gonna give you an EXP bonus as well. Because what happens in Final Fantasy is that when they see that some worlds are not heavy populated and they want to redistribute people, they have XP boosts on certain servers.
Okay.
which is one of mine is mine. So that's a cool thing, number one. So plus, of course, I'm gonna like tell you everything, like how to do this and everything. Oh, here's a cool thing. I've actually like also joined this crafter class, so I can like actually craft armors.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to even buy like armor. Like I can craft like cool armor for you. Like if you choose like maybe the paladin, sorry, the gladiator, or the lancer, or whichever.
Okay.
So yeah, that's gonna be the fun part because we're gonna do it together. We're gonna have like a Discord voice chat, and then we're just gonna do fun chat together. Because the thing is, yeah, it's cool with the people on the how you say, on the guild and everything, but I'm not that close that I would actually voice chat with them because then I mean, sure, I like Final Fantasy, but I also like anime and manga and that kind of stuff, and people there are just Final Fantasy players, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just found like 2 people who like manga, but that's it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I understand that.
I mean, that's literally like the kind of people that I get like friends with. Like, I have no other clue of what to talk about if I don't have those topics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can fake it, but then till when, Okay, so wrapping it up.
Apparently it worked
the
now.
Anime that... Okay, let me just first go to your anime list.
Okay.
And see, because I don't want to like give you, oh, watch this. Oh, sorry, I've already seen that one. Oh, by the way, my real name is Ash, so just call me that.
Okay, cool.
I'm giving up my old cult persona or whatever. I mean, it's gonna be like a brand. The name of the website is called 11.
Okay.
Taken from E11.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna use the persona as everything, but you and me just call my name, which is Ash.
Okay, I can do that. Makes sense.
Unless you're not already in the habit of calling me Eo.
Dude, whatever you tell me to call you, I will. It'll
Just
take me a
Ash,
minute.
that's my real name.
It'll take me a bit to get used to it, but
yeah,
I'll get there.
Because I feel bad. Your name is actually Jordan. Like, hey, my actual name is Ash. Oh, I'm still Jordan.
Well, I noticed you changed it on Discord, and I was gonna ask. I just didn't know how to bring it up.
It's like, hey, Jordan. Yep. So I changed my name to my real one, which is Ash. Oh, cool. I'm still Jordan.
I get that.
Yeah, because I was trying to create a cool persona and everything, but then I'm like, you know what, screw it. I just want to be myself. I don't want to hide or whatever, and just
okay,
do what I want to do. Okay, here's your anime list. To know someone, all you gotta go is through their anime list, and you know what kind of person he is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Lots of lollies, hentais. No, I'm just kidding. Lollies and cool stuff. Okay.
Making me look bad, dude.
Watch some shonen, there's like Aono Exorcist, and it's pretty good.
Well, yeah, Blue Exorcist is one of the first I ever watched. One of the first shows I ever watched, but I think that might have been like I started it before I realized it was anime, And
you also watch Hero Academia.
Well, yeah, but that I don't really count as shonen. That was just an awesome show. That's just an awesome show, and whatever like you're into, Fullmetal Alchemist, My Hero Academia just fits that.
My good man Hassan Durarara.
Yes, it's so good. That whole series was so good. Oh my god, it's definitely like I'd give it a top 10 spot. I definitely would.
I have like 3 anime that I actually plan to tell you to watch, but they're already here.
What would that be?
Huh?
What would that
one
be?
was High School of the Dead.
Oh yeah,
the other one was actually Bakemonogatari, but that was a kind of like low. I was like, well, fuck that. He probably already watched it.
I've watched.
And the other one, I was like, oh my god, he probably haven't seen this one.
What?
And then I was like, well, fuck it, he has seen that one as well.
Which one?
It was what's it called? Citrus.
Citrus? Oh yeah, that one's a good. That one's. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it was good. It was one of those like guilty pleasure ones.
Guilty pleasures, yeah. Kisniver was weird but good.
Yeah, I agree. And my favorite part of that show, my favorite moment was actually an after credit. One of the it was an after credit little sequence thing where they, you know how they do, like they kind of explain what's going to be happening in the next episode after the credits.
Wait. Have you seen Golden Time?
No, I haven't.
There you go. That's what you're gonna watch.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. Golden Time.
Golden Time. You're gonna watch it Golden Time.
Oh, it's on Crunchyroll. Cool. I can watch it on
Nice.
Crunchyroll. 24 episodes, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's a lot.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this now. I want to kind of do some ground rules for recommendations.
Okay.
Okay, so first off, I get one veto each week. I get one veto for something that I just don't think I will enjoy or will watch. Like, if you give me Mysterious Girlfriend X, no, I will never watch that show.
I have no clue what that is, man.
It's such like I watched like the first 2 episodes and I almost barfed. Because the whole thing of the show is there's this really weird transfer student, and for some reason she fell asleep on a desk, was drooling,
Okay.
and the main character decided, "Oh, I'm going to taste her spit."
Right.
And
so we are in that weird part of Japan now.
And after this he got really sick. And it's because he became addicted to her spit.
Yikes.
So now they have to have a relationship where he literally drinks her spit.
Okay.
And that's the series. And I will not watch it because there's a point in it where she literally vomits like a gallon of spit, and I almost barfed. And that's why I won't watch that show ever. I'm never watching that show.
You can be sure about that. I'm not gonna give you that kind of suggestions.
Yeah, no.
Like the most extreme thing I was gonna give you, not even give you, but I was like, think about it, was Elephant Lead. But then I remember when I used to do the anime game show that you already watched that.
Yeah, I've watched Elfen
And
Lied.
that's it.
That's so
that's
great. Elfen Lied is
But
great.
dude, I mean, the opening song, how good is it? I mean, it just kind of like,
Oh yeah,
it just grabs your soul.
Yeah,
It's like it's grabbing your soul, punching in its face, but at the same time caressing it.
yeah. Renaissance
it's like
music does
giving you
that.
good emotions, but also creepy ones.
Yeah, Renaissance music does that. It's amazing.
It's like at one point you feel happy, and then you're like, oh my god, I actually feel like I want to like kill someone.
Mm-hmm. But I actually watched the OVA this week. The one where I watched the show so long ago. I don't remember characters' names, but I just remember it's like they were like cleaning their house for some reason, and that was the main premise. And one of the girls was really bad at it, but Lucy or New, whatever you want to call her, was really good at it. And she got really upset and pissed off and told this person who at the very beginning of Elfen Lied tried to kill Lucy and was looking for Lucy to kill her. And she went to that person and said, hey, I will bring you Lucy if you agree to kill her. And then for some reason they go to this place on the premise of going for a walk, apparently in the rain for some reason. Lucy slips and falls and goes, like, gets a concussion and is laid out for a bit. Like, I can kill her right now if I want to. And then in the whole thing, there's like, she's having a flashback. Lucy is having a flashback about this person that she had to save, or was like living with for a amount of time, but it was also being hunted down because it was before she was imprisoned. And it was actually about her being imprisoned, and she was with this human girl who they were together. The SWAT team or something came in and killed the girl because she was wearing Lucy's hat, so they thought she was another one of the monsters that Lucy is. And that was it. And that was the episode. It was very weird. Nothing really concrete happened, but it was there. It was context for probably middle of the series. But I watched that series like 3 years ago, so I don't remember most of it. So I was like, okay, this happened. Oh, and I don't know if it counts as like anime, but I watched Alita Battle Angel on Sunday.
Well, it's from a manga, so I don't know.
It's a Hollywood movie based on an anime.
Confused. I have no clue.
Based on manga. Did you see it?
The movie? Nope.
Okay, I saw it last Sunday. It was
Your
okay.
thoughts?
It was okay. It wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't good.
That's exactly what I expected from it.
And I was pleasantly surprised because I figured it was just going to be like a standard Hollywood action movie. Punches here, punches there, explosions everywhere. It actually had a story.
Can I be honest with you?
What's this about? I just got an email.
Hollywood Productions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like the people who work in Hollywood and stuff. Do they even fucking read the manga of whatever they're trying to produce and do some actual research? Like, do they do that kind of stuff? Because sometimes I feel like they're just taking a piss out of it, you know?
Okay. I just got an email from Square Enix saying, hey, somebody's trying to hack into your account. Yeah, I'm trying to hack into my account.
Okay. Yeah, it was me. It was I, Dio.
You thought it was someone else, but it was me, Jordan.
You thought it was someone else, but it was me, Jordan, the original owner.
In order to regain access to your account, please do the following. Refer to the blah 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 blah. Use the URL provided to reset your password. Yay, new passwords. Fine, whatever.
Please retrieve virgin blood. Now, repeat these spells after at 3 a.m. at midnight, only at full moon.
Oh my god.
Congratulations, you just summoned the demon lord from the 7th floor of hell.
This is okay. So yeah. So you said golden time?
Golden time.
Okay.
And not sexy time, but golden time.
I'm adding it to my queue right now. I may have watched the first episode or so. I can't not remember, but the main character looks familiar. So yeah. But as I was saying, ground rules for this: I get one veto per week. So if there's something I refuse to watch, then I will veto it. 2,
but
I have to watch at least the first 6 episodes. I'm not gonna force myself to watch the entire season in a week.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Because a lot of the time I'd start watching anime and it's like, but I want to do something else, and I can't multitask while watching anime. So yeah, 6 episodes, 1 veto, and then if I can't find it, like on Hulu, Verve, Crunchyroll, whatever, Give me 2 weeks. I'll see if I can find it elsewhere.
Okay.
And if I can't find it within the 2 week period, find something else.
That's okay. My list and knowledge is huge. I have old school anime, new anime, weird anime, tentacle anime. You have no idea how much anime I've seen in my life.
Okay.
So putting all this anime effort in my online store, people say, why are you doing that? Because I've used all my life EXP on anime. So not investing it in something is wasting it.
Yeah.
Like literally, if any project or business I'm doing and anime is not involved, I'm literally like I've wasted those years. Because if I do a project which gives me any source of income, I would feel, well, all the years of anime have not been wasted. Because now I officially have, I would say, like maybe a culture. Because if I can relate to people like you, and also suggest good animes, then I could say to my parents, aha, see,
I did something
I
with
was
my
not
life.
wasting my time. It was a big plan all along.
Aha. Anime saved my life. No.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So, do you want me to tell you the show that I had, or the manga that I had ready to recommend you? You don't have to read it. I just think you'd find it interesting.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, like the thing that you just told me, I'm like, come on, I have the upper hand. It's a manga, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, I just need to like really, really, really
Yeah.
devour it.
Yeah.
So yeah, go for it.
So the one I was going to show you for the next week, it's called Not Lives. It has. Say again.
What's the name of the manga?
Not Lives. I have it up on my stream as a picture. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there.
Well, just send me the name on Discord, okay?
Okay.
Just in case. Not Lives. Okay. Oh, it looks like a webtoon, but it's actually a manga.
No, yeah. It may have started out as a webtoon, but I'm not 100% sure. It's about this guy who he's an otaku who he's like the 3D girl guy where he only cares about 2D and all this. One day he is given, and he creates games. He's a game designer in high school. One day he finds a game in his backpack that is unlabeled. So he puts it in his system, and he's dragged into this game. He looks around, but he's not himself. He is this character on the cover of the manga who I can't remember her name. And he has to fight other people in this game to become the winner for some reason. And he controls this person, and that's it. He's like him trying to survive through this thing. I don't know the whole story because I only read the first 3 volumes. I thought it was interesting. I just thought it was very slow, and I had a hard time following it. That's why I never finished it. But I think it's something you might enjoy because it's one of those like action mystery type manga, and I think you'd really enjoy it. So that is the recommendation I was going to give you this week.
All right, tell you what, I'll make a challenge. I'm actually gonna finish My Wife is Wagamatsu and the one that you mentioned. But just before I eat my own words, how long is the not live? How many volumes is that?
That is let me look that up because I'm actually not sure. 10 volumes.
10 volumes?
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
And they all came out the last 3, 4. Yeah, that's 4. The last 4 came out last year, so.
Easy peasy, cheesy wheezy.
yeah, but 10 volumes. They're pretty short, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think it's something you might like. I just had a hard time following it.
I didn't hear the last word. You had a change of heart? What did you say?
I had a hard time following it, so I just stopped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I guess it's my kind of manga.
Well, like I said, I have hard.
Dude,
I
I'm
don't
not
have good
judging your
vision.
intelligence. I'm like saying that kind of manga, which is like fucked up. That's my kind of manga.
Yeah, it's very weird, and yeah, but
yep, that's me. That's my thing. That's
yep,
my
you're
thing.
very much a weirdo.
My thing.
Thanks for reiterating that.
That's my thing. That's my. Oh, excuse me. Yes. Did somebody call it weird? Yes, it's me. Yes, I'm raising my hand. Can you see it? That's me.
Okay, well, that's really all I had prepared for this. So.
Okay, now what we want is a image of the Looney Tunes, like bullseye, and you're just like popping off from the screen. That's all, folks.
Oh my god. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Porky Pig. Oh my god.
Can you imagine if we go like, that is a fuck you guys?
I think I've actually heard something like that before.
I think it was made in Family Guy or something.
I don't doubt it.
Huh?
I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah, because I think he did it. This is a very, very sad show. Like, I know that he does that. Like, for example, he says, "Oh my God, he smelled more than Fred Flintstone," and then there's a cutscene of Fred Flintstone. It's like, "Hey, nobody told you to smell my feet." Like, here's the thing: we grew up from Simpson, of being like very lighthearted jokes with like indirect. To Family Guy, like from the most randomest thing, like the evolution of comedy. Can you just like believe it?
I used to watch Simpsons a lot when I lived in Texas because my stepdad was way into it. Since then, I haven't watched it, and I've tried watching Family Guy. I just can't get into it. I can't get into Family Guy or South Park. Those are just two shows that I don't understand the humor.
Oh, okay. Now I feel bad because I actually enjoy all three of them.
I mean, I like Simpsons up until like when I started watching it. I like watching the older seasons. Family Guy and South Park, I never understood the comedy to it. I never understood the humor. Just kind of crass and eh.
I see.
I mean,
all right, my buddy.
I like some crass humor. That it's just it misses the mark for me.
To each his own.
Yeah. So
but at least I know that your sense of humor is somewhat similar to mine. I mean, if you like Konosuba.
Oh yeah, Konosuba is great.
Like, come on.
That
was one of those surprise hits. Like you watch it and you say, okay, here's another thing that we're gonna see until like the actual thing comes out. And then you're like, wait a second, this is actually pretty fucking fun, and now you're stoked for seeing the next episode.
Yeah. One thing I'm gonna recommend to you, not as part of the podcast or anything, watch
just like this. Yeah.
Watch. I'm gonna put it in chat.
Okay.
Seitokai Yakuindomo.
Oh, the one, the class president one, right?
Yeah,
I've seen that one.
Not exactly. It's not the student council president is my wife. It's
no, it's not that one. It's something else. Seitokai. I've seen that one too.
Yeah, Seitokai Yakuindomo. It's about this guy who starts going to a school that the year prior was an all-girls school.
All-girls school, and then
he becomes an officer in the student council. And the president and the vice president are completely and utterly like
clueless
as to how perverse they are being. and then the I want to say treasurer is
It's like a small, like
it's like
blonde.
a small blonde foreign girl who is super smart, but at the same time hates literally everything. And then mayhem ensues literally every episode, and I loved it so much.
It's freaking amazing. It's a good anime.
Have you watched the second season?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's been a while. Okay, I might have to refresh
the second season, there is like they're they're like short form shows. At the end of each, like a few episodes, there is like a storyline where there's like something on a table, but it's censored, so I think it's like supposed to be a butt or something. And the main character walks in and was like, what? And all of the girls come in after him, and he's like, hey, what are you doing in here? I was like, what's that supposed to be? What is that doing here? And somehow like some sort of white liquid gets onto it, and the student council president, which is the most perverse, but she's starting to catch on, so she's doing it on purpose, is like, oh hey, I know what you're doing here, mister. I was like, nope, that's not it. And it's just like him trying to justify what's happening, because nothing like crass is happening at all, except for the fact that somehow that thing got on the table, and somehow like lotion or something got on it to make it look like ejaculatory liquids. And him just trying to figure out how to explain it as it, no, that's not what's happening. And it's so funny, because it's like it happens over the course of 5 episodes in 30-second increments, so it's like you know what's happening, but at the same time you have to kind of look back and remember. It's so funny. Oh, I love that
Because
show.
I know I've seen. Because you know what's the best part of that anime
Mm-hmm.
is that the what would you call the boss of a club? President?
Well, it's the student council, so yeah, I would say the president.
I don't know, but what would you call of any club? What would you call the master? President?
The professor in charge?
No, not the professor. The
Or
student,
just the
in charge. Well, anyways, the journalism photography club.
Oh yeah,
I fucking love that show.
Oh my god,
so
yeah.
Weird.
She's from the second.
She has this voice.
She's from the.
She's like.
Yeah, she's from the second season, so yeah, you've seen it, and it's she's amazing.
Oh, there we go. So I've seen it.
She's my favorite.
She has this weird voice, Tomo. You know, she has this Tomo, and she's like creepy as well, because she's also like unaware of what exactly.
There's her and the softball, the freshman from the softball club, who is needlessly perverse. And then there's his sister, who's the worst of them all.
But that's a cool thing of Setokai, is saying that, look, chicks are not gonna like be like, ooh, boys, but they're also curious as well. They want to know what's going on and what's this and that, you know, like.
But it's just so goddamn funny. It's definitely my favorite comedy anime. Setokai Yakuino. I loved it so much. Okay, well, I think that's gonna end this here, yeah?
And that's a wrap.
Okay, well, thanks for watching the first episode of my podcast, the Jerbil Cast. The Jerbil Cast. And I will be back on, today is Saturday, right?
Yep.
I will be back on Tuesday with some more Persona, and we will finally beat Kamoshida, because he's a dick that deserves nothing more than to be beaten. Oh god. I should have named, oh my god. I should have worded that differently.
Yeah, you can't screw that up.
Oh no. Now I will be able to get that out of my head. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Okay, thank you for
All
watching.
right, I'm
Goodbye.
done. That's it. Goodbye. See you later. Hello. Bye bye. See ya.
I should have stopped as soon as. Oh my. Okay, I'm ending the stream now. Bye.